Testing, testing. Okay, so my friend and I, oh wait, I'm at the wrong. Okay, my friend and I, we were discussing about some things. I personally disagree with these. Like this in universities, NUS, NTU, I don't mind that. But if it's like a public bus route that's like not enclosed, so if it's not enclosed like a public bus route, I would rather you use this instead. Then we were discussing and we came up with some routes. So these are the routes that we came out with, but right now I'm gonna reject some of them because I observed a little bit more in real life. I kind of decided that it's not really the best solution for some of them to go to like trial these Enviro100 electric buses. So keep in mind, they want autonomous vehicles, which again I disagree with, but if I were to do it, and if my friend were to do it instead, we would use the Enviro100 EVs. It's not an official thing, but this list is crayon based on the capacity of like Enviro100s in general. I'm going to reject 22. The reason why is because especially during peak hours, there is still demand, like a fair bit of it at Ubi, and then even during off-peak hours, I have a tendency to like there is a tendency for 22 like the single deckers to get like completely filled up near next because 24 doesn't go next, so they rely on like 22 instead to go to like Serangoon Central. So this one is rejected. This one pretty much has like no demand. This one has low demand. This one I would say, even my friend agreed that 29 should be time-based, which means when there is no demand, you could time it in such a way that like during the low demand timings, you send out the Enviro100 EVs, and then when there is demand, you send out the normal sized 12-meter buses. So it's like a mixed fleet thingy. The 12-meter buses are only during like the periods of time whereby there are like lots of commuters. I am tempted to say 42 time based as well, but for simplicity's sake, you could just run Enviro100s more frequently, I guess. It's the same for this one. Like all of these, they are actually good for the Enviro100 EVs, even 92. Like for simplicity's sake. As much as I know that like 92, there is still like some fair bit of demand during peak hours. Actually, you know what? Let me convert this into time based instead. 122 is the same thing. Okay, I know 122 because I see the route every single day. Like during weekdays, it pretty much functions as a. I've talked about this in other videos before, but like during weekdays, it pretty much functions as a school bus for like Queensway Secondary School and stuff like that. But for weekends, again, this is time based, but for weekends, or like outside of school hours, you could downgrade this one to like midi bus. Okay, so Queensway Secondary and Alexandra Primary. So that's one. This one technically doesn't have like a whole lot of demand, but technically you can put T as well. This one's self-explanatory. This one, I'm not even gonna say much about this because this route is stupid. "156"? Actually, no. T. During school hour, it's the same thing as 122. During school hours, you deploy the 12-meter buses, and then any other time, like during weekends, you just downgrade it to Enviro100 EVs, because 156, this service pretty much has like single digit fare box recovery rate. Actually, no, I don't think I don't think it's single digit. I think it's probably like double digits, but in like the 10%, something along those lines. This one is also kind of like self-explanatory. So is this one. I rarely see like 141 with like actual demand, but if anyone wants to refute, then okay, I would convert this one to time based. This one is probably gonna be extended to Coven in the future, so I'm just gonna put T over here. My friend was the one who suggested 148, and that's because it's supposed to be a supplement for 142, which is like the main route. So this one doesn't really have any business running 12-meter single decker buses. Same with 75's demand never like goes so high, so it never gets that high from my own experiences in taking it. So this one is okay, just run it more frequently, I guess. This one's obvious. The other one I'm gonna reject is 77, and the reason why I'm gonna reject is because after a lot more observation, 77 is literally the only bus that's linking 6th Avenue to the central Bukit Batok, as well as like 6th Avenue to Orchard Road. So during weekends, okay, basically this one is time dependent according to like the Orchard Road crowds. It's kind of like a it's a little bit like it's a little bit like service 16 to Joo Chiat. It's like it's timed according to like the shopping demand, I would say. And sometimes the bus can actually get pretty full towards like 6th Avenue. And because of that, I don't think I would want to, because this one goes like into the city. I mean near the city center. Okay, I mean like it doesn't go to CBD, but it goes to Marina Center, which is technically still the city center anyway, even though it's not the business district. But like I feel it's way too risky to actually put the Enviro 100s on 77. So yeah, but this one could definitely use it. This one is self-explanatory again. This one I would put time dependent because 947 actually gets a fair bit of demand. Believe it or not, it's because of like Bukit Batok West Avenue 2, 4, and 7. That like one small area is only really served by 947, and that's the only bus that like takes you into Bukit Batok Central. So that's the reason why it gets demand. That whole area. It's a niche area, but like it still gets quite a fair bit of demand. So I'm just gonna put T over here. 882, I'm gonna put T as well. When there is demand, you send the 12-meter buses. When there is no demand, you put the midi bus. Actually, you can have a mix of it. This one is quite controversial actually, but yeah. Maybe in the peak direction, you put the 12-meter buses, and then in the opposite peak, you put the Enviro100 EVs. It's like AM peak, you send the 12-meter buses towards the city. PM peak, you send the 12-meter buses towards Sembawang area. So you have to time it accordingly. These two, I think I would put T. Because 136, I'm aware that like sometimes this thing can actually get demand. But if you improve the frequency, you could actually run it. You could actually run the MIDI buses. Okay, but whatever. I'm just gonna put it as T for now. You could test on these. This one is up. 354 is another one. It's like it'll probably be good to put like one permanent bus, as in like one 12-meter bus as a perm bus, and then the other ones Enviro 100 EVs. But yeah, this one I'll put T because I have actually noticed that 354 actually gets demand sometimes. It's just a very specific timing, like in the evening or like late evening. 403 on the other hand doesn't really get like a whole lot of demand as compared to like 354. because this one, the catchment is like way more niche as compared to like 354. I brought up 272 as well, but my friend rejected it for a good reason, because this one actually still has demand. 284 actually has quite a lot of demand, despite it being like the shortest bus service in Singapore. I mean, not counting 902, but like, yeah. This one, the farebox recovery rate is like, I don't know if it's like the highest or like the second highest. I think it's the highest at like 300% or something along those lines. But yeah, this one is good for 12-meter buses. There is no need to downgrade this one to like Enviro100s. And the reason is because from CRL and from East West Line, this thing has like access penalty towards like the end of Clementi Avenue 4, and that's why you need this bus service at all costs.